So let's take a look at the Azure data market. So before that, we were actually looking at what the issue was of consuming data. We have it in Excel, and we had issues actually using that data in an application. So let's look at what the data as a service, what it actually would offer.
Windows Azure Marketplace Data Market is here. My name is Lisa Plasko, and I work on the Data Market team. Come along as we take our first look. The Windows Azure Marketplace Data Market offers a wide range of content from authoritative commercial and public sources in a single marketplace, making it easier to find and purchase the data that you need. If we dive right in and explore the marketplace, we can take a look at one of the data sets, view sample images showing what I might be able to do with the data if I purchase it. Take a look at the details of what that data looks like, the input parameters required when I query for the data, and the results that I'm going to get back to determine whether or not this data set is interesting. I can search, find the data set that I'm looking for, and purchase that data set. Once I've purchased the data set, I can dive in and explore the data. In this case, we're looking at a data set from Alteryx, which provides me with a small collection of historical census data for geographic or geometric areas. So I need a latitude and a longitude in order to get started. We'll take the sample values, run the query, and get the data returned. Once I've got that data, I can take it off and do whatever I need with it. So today we took a quick first look at Windows Azure Marketplace Data Market and saw how easy it really is to find and purchase the authoritative commercial and public data that you need. Thank you for letting me take you on this tour.
So I'm going to show you a second video. So this is actually the view from the developer and from the person who wants to consume it from within Excel, information worker. Then let me take you, let me give you an illustration of what it means for the companies who wants to use this data and sell this data on the internet.
Dun & Bradstreet is the world's leading source of business information on over 170 million businesses across the world, providing business insight ranging from supplier and credit risk decisioning to professional research and sales and marketing information. Windows Azure Marketplace makes it easy to access D&B information through one single point of access and integrate and embed within their applications.
The type of data Wolfram Alpha provides is incredibly broad. It's everything from being able to do calculus to sports scores. By using Windows Azure Marketplace Excel add-in and taking numbers like the population growth of a city, you can lay in your sales forecast for that city and understand how realistic they are against real-world data that we have in Wolfram Alpha. This type of capability of taking data from a data mart, adding it into Excel, and then calculating against it is something revolutionary.
Stats has been in business for over 30 years. We're the leading sports information provider in the world.
Stats does not work directly with consumers today. So having Azure as that conduit to directly go to the consumer-facing audience will allow us to expand upon Stats' presence.
Is a business which focuses on mapping and GIS software. Our customers are in government and in education and in the private sector. What Azure provides for us is a place where we can host our own data, and customers will be able to have higher reliability in accessing our data.
Zendesk Data Visualization's focus is in the delivery of dashboard solutions for any number of verticals. Essentially, the business metrics and all metrics for that matter are completely meaningless without adequate context. So what the marketplace is going to allow us to do is to bring the data that we need to really enrich the dashboards, to give them much more meaningful context and paint a full picture rather than the enterprise-only picture that we tend to see right now.
The nice thing about Tableau's integration with the Windows Azure Marketplace is that users can just browse for data, be it public or private, and then once they found something they were interested in, all they have to do is click a link and they can have this really engaging experience with this public data.
We think it's a big opportunity for our clients, and most importantly, as they try to strive to get better insights from their data, and from that, better decisions and better outcomes, which we think is the part that we can provide and help provide.
So, I like this. So these are some of the clients that we have in the U.S. I think there's even one, please, go ahead, yes, so just to illustrate the number of people who are actually using this as to host their data and use Azure Data Market as a payment platform. I'm going to show you another video that will illustrate what it means for the information worker. So we saw the content provider. We saw what Azure Data Market more or less looked like. I like to show you zoom in onto the value that it represents for an information worker working from Microsoft Excel. But that's not the only tool. Some of our partners actually provide other tools that then integrate with Azure Data Market so that they can provide you very rich analysis functionality within that tool.
Windows Azure Marketplace Data Market makes it easier to use public domain and commercial data from applications you're already familiar with. Today, I will show how a sales manager can analyze salesperson performance with Excel 2010 and data from Data Market. I'm starting in Power Pivot for Excel 2010, a new feature of Office 2010 that allows me to combine and analyze data from multiple sources. I have a table of sales performance by territory for each of my salespeople. My company sells internet services, and I know internet adoption across territories is different, which could affect sales performance. Let's see if Data Market has data to help understand how internet adoption affects my sales. You'll see that within Power Pivot, there's a ribbon button that allows me to import data easily from Data Market. I'll click on that. From here, I can click a link to learn more about Data Market, or another link to view the data sets in the Data Market Marketplace. When I click that, I'm taken to the Marketplace, where I can browse or search for any of the available data sets. I know I'm interested in telecommunications data, so I'll search for that. Here I see one UN dataset that I can use. I'll click on that. From here, I can see a brief description of the dataset. I can also switch to the tables view, which shows me information about the parameters I can query on and the results that come back. This looks like a good fit for me, so I'm going to sign up. I'll notice that the price is $0, which means that my use of this is free. When I click sign up, I'm presented with the terms for this particular dataset, which I've read and I'll agree to, and then I click sign up. At this point, I'll click on the My Data tab in the Marketplace. This will show me all the available data sets. I can see this one data set I've purchased. I'll click back on that, and I'll click Getting Started. Now I'm brought to what we call the Service Explorer, which allows me to execute queries against the data set to experiment with the results and make sure it meets my needs. I'll just run a simple query on the data series here. So I can see all the different variables that are available in this data set. I'm interested in the estimated number of internet users. So I'll copy that ID and switch to the values query here. And this time I'm going to filter by only the values in that particular data series. Excellent. So now we see the number of internet users across many different countries and for many different years. Maybe I'm only interested in the last year, so I'm going to filter again by 2006. I'll run the query again. Great. So now we have one row per country that shows the number of internet users in 2006. At this point, I want to import this data from Data Market into PowerPivot. So I'll select PowerPivot and click Open. I'll click Open again when Internet Explorer prompts me to open this file. And then now I'm prompted to select which workbook I'd like to import this into. I'll import it into the existing workbook that I showed you before. Click OK. Now we're back to that table import wizard, where I can see that we've pre-populated that URL. Now I must provide my Data Market account key. I can click the Find button to go back up to the marketplace, where I'm showing the account key here. I can copy that to the clipboard and switch back to the import wizard and paste it into the account key field there. When I click Next, I can choose what name I want to assign to this table when I import it. I'll call it Internet Stats. And I'll click Finish to begin the import process. At this point, PowerPivot is downloading the data from the Data Market service into my local PowerPivot workbook. And we see that I've downloaded 202 rows. So here we can see the internet stats that I've downloaded from Data Market. Now what I want to do is create a relationship between my sales table and those internet stats. I click on the Design tab in the ribbon and Create Relationship. In this case, the territory column in my sales table is the same as the country name column in the internet stats table. So I select that there and click Create. Now PowerPivot's created a relationship between these two tables. Now I want to add a new column to see my sales perhaps per 1,000 internet users. So I'll create a new column called Sales per 1,000 internet users. And I'll create the formula for that. So it's equal to my sales divided by the related table. That's in the internet stats table. And it's the value column, and multiply that by 1,000. Okay, so now we have a new column that is my sales per 1,000 internet users. I'd really like to see this in graphical form though. So what I'll do is I'll click Pivot Table and Pivot Chart, create a chart in a new workbook. And then now what I'm going to do is I'll drag the territory down into the axis and the sales per 1,000 internet users into the values. Excellent. So now we can see that I have the highest sales per number of internet users in Australia and in Russia, with some of the other countries lagging behind. With Windows Azure Marketplace Data Market and Excel 2010, I was able to easily combine my data from my organization with public demographic statistics to gain deep business insight. Explore Data Market today and find a variety of public domain and commercial data sets that will help you gain new understanding in your organization.